me. I cannot believe that you were at Studio 54 with Michael Jackson and you didn't.
And my mom.
And you didn't dance, right? You didn't dance.
I did not dance. No, I did not dance.
Of course not. Why would
no,
you
look,
dance?
I was 10 years old. I didn't know how to dance then. Later on, I enjoyed the dancing. I just don't want to dance on TV. There's no point.
There's every point.
There's no point at all.
There is every point.
So you took dance classes?
If you dance with me
We're
right
not
now,
down this
I
road,
will give
are we?
you $40.
Wow. You know what?
I can guarantee you, Art Moore will kick in 10 and we will make it $50.
Right. I work in basic cable, so you are talking about my kind of money here. Yeah. I don't have this big network money that you guys have here.
That's right. Look at this lavishness.
So you took dance classes when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long?
For 12, 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you wanted to be, even from the time you were a little kid, you knew you wanted to be a
talk show host. Yeah, no, it's very ironic that you have to understand the way I grew up. Like, my father would constantly tell us to stop talking, and he was like, children should be seen and not heard. You're always talking. Stop talking. What do you think you're going to do? Talk for a living when you grow up? I might talk for a living when I grow up.
Who knew? The other good news, I guess, and I think we can say it's good news. Bernie Madoff sentenced to 150 years.
150 years. Yeah. You know, I have to say that I wish that it would bring more sort of.
Well, that's the thing.
You know, his victims will never recover. They lost everything.
And you know, he made a statement in court yesterday, and he talked about his terrible mistake, which it seems just kind of disingenuous.
Right.
And also, he never cooperated with authorities. It's not as if he was helping authorities track down the money. He didn't talk about anybody else who was involved in this.
Correct.
And there must have been other people involved in this.
Well, that's what his victims were saying on the news last night, on your program, that there's got to be money in offshore accounts somewhere that he knows about, and that can help
his
them.
wife Ruth Madoff is giving up $65 million or somewhere around the neighborhood of $60 million. She's going to be allowed to keep $2.5 million, I guess, in cash. Why she gets to keep that, I'm not exactly sure, but I guess that's the deal. And she has finally made a statement, which just seems kind of late.
What did she say?
Well, she says that she's kind of portraying herself as a victim, trying to kind of side with the victims, basically saying she feels betrayed and confused by the man that she married, and she had no idea what was going on.
Do you believe her?
I don't know.
Have you spoken to her?
No, she hasn't spoken to anybody, but I mean, she worked in the firm, albeit in a different section of the firm. I just find it hard to believe that this one guy pulled off this massive con over the course of
over everyone
20 or 30
there.
years.
I mean, he had to be working with other people.
You would think. You would think other people had to be involved. Two people I know are cooperating with authorities who work for the firm. One, his accountant, and someone else. So
and then will they receive, like, immunity?
They will probably receive some sort of reduced sentence or reduced, you know, they'll have to plead that. They'll have to make some sort of plea agreement. But the key is to try to find out who else, if anyone, was in fact involved. So we'll see. The other article I saw, which I got to say, you know, I every time I'm on this program, I sort of complain about airlines, and there's a lot of great people who work for the airlines, and they're hardworking, and I feel for them, and I always feel for the people at the counters who get yelled at all day long.
It seems like Anderson has to take a flight soon.
I'm actually taking a flight in about 3 hours,
right,
so
there you go.
I'm covering my bases here. But don't you feel sorry for the people at the check-in counter, because people yell at them, and you know it's not effective to yell at people at the check-in counter. People who get yelled at all day long, it's like yelling at a traffic police officer. It's just not a good idea.
Right.
It just, you know, they're immune to it.
I think people when they fly are so nervous anyway.
Out.
They are stressed out. Your stress is at your highest level. And then you get there, and of course, there's the long line. And the person in front of you is booking a flight to Toledo 6 months from now, and they want the best possible deal. And you go, please go home and do this from the phone so I can get to my gate eventually today, because my flight's taking off in 5 minutes.
So last time I was on, I was complaining about leg room, and we had a survey which showed, I think JetBlue had the most leg room. Everyone else had a couple of inches less. So now, a new horrible idea. A Chinese airline wants to sell cut-rate standing room only tickets. As if it could not get any worse.
I actually like that idea.
Spring Airlines said he's consulted with Airbus, the company that built most of its planes, and was sure the standees would be safe. Oh, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, right. What kind of a seatbelt is that going to be?
Right.
It's going to be like a shoulder strap, like in a roller coaster.
Gradually fall asleep and pass out.
I actually like that idea, and I'll tell you why. Whenever I fly, my feet always get swollen, and I'm convinced it's because I'm being forced to sit down for so long.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're allowed to stand and walk around every now and then.
I know, but they
discourage that
they're
sort
like,
of thing.
please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened as long as you see that red light with the fasten seatbelt sign,
right.
which always seems to be on, doesn't it?
Okay, the other thing that bothers me, and I'll just say this quickly, is, and you know, there's a lot of great pilots out there, and God bless them, but they talk. Have you noticed pilots who talk and talk and talk? Because really on an airline, at least what I want to do is go to sleep. But there's pilots who involve you in every aspect of their job, and I'm sure their job is interesting, but I really don't want to hear about it. Like, I'm actually paying for sort of quiet and just somebody to efficiently, you know, fly the plane. When the pilot does this, it drives me nuts. The pilot's like, tells the entire route that you're going to take, like, and then we'll be flying over the...
No, they always start with, well, folks. Well, folks.
right.
Well, folks. Always.
Right.
Always.
And then they stop for a while.
Yeah.
And then they continue on. And then